For the next three times I'm on, I'm going to be doing stadium rankings, MLB stadium rankings to be specific, because I've been asked about this. I've seen some rankings that I definitely disagree with. And I also think it's hard to just rank everything in one category. So I'm going to break it down. Today is going to be I had atmosphere, like fans, how much they're cheering, what's the fan atmosphere around the stadium. Another week's gonna be like food and accessories, like what works. And then the final week is gonna be the stadium design as a whole, because I think that's better how to break it down. So I'm gonna show my list right here, as you can see. And I did rank all 30 of them, but I'm only going to talk about the ones I've been to. I think it's 11 or 12. I didn't actually count. But I'm going to break down the ones. If you have a problem or a question, I guess, about where I ranked a particular one that I have not been to, let me know. But otherwise, I'm just gonna talk about the ones I've been to specifically. But I did want to rank all of them. So, anyways, in the A category, we have the Cubs, the Rockies, and the Red Sox. Now, the Cubs, some of my Sox friends might not be too happy that I put them at number one, but or in the A category. But I think just based on the total fan environment, 2016, you've had it. And I've been there a couple times now. I just went there a couple weeks ago, and it's 3-2. It's a 3-2 count basically low to everybody standing and cheering. I don't think it's like that way at every stadium. I've seen it not that way at every stadium. So listen, I'm no fan of them. I'm not basing this on how much I agree with their fans, but there's no doubt they're passionate. So they're number one. Rockies, I rank high up too. The crowd was packed when I went. It was a July day, and 51,000 too. I respect that with stadiums, with more fans. So I put them in the A category, and I also put the Red Sox there. The Red Sox I went to in April, and there wasn't, it wasn't a huge environment, but they were still loud, they were still active, and just the history, and I've seen it on TV. I've been there. I felt like it could have been a little louder, but I think it usually probably is. So I'm going to rank them as an A too. In the B category, I got the White Sox and Brewers. I've been to both of those too. They're pretty close to me. The White Sox, as you guys know, I'm a fan. I think some might harp on me that I have them too high for this, and some because of attendance numbers, and some might harp on me that I have them too low and not an A because of the energy. And there is just crazy energy there, even on like the family Sundays, especially. Um, you know, but the problem is there are also some of those games where we barely show. So I think overall, when we're there, I mean, you saw the blackout game. The blackout game was one of the most memorable playoff games of any MLB team in the last decade. So way to represent Sox fans. But on some days, we do got to represent a little more. So I do have us as a B. Then I have the Brewers as a B too. The Brewers are very active. They sell out that stadium pretty regularly. Sometimes they're not like Cubs passionate, I guess. The Cubs overrun their stadium when they come there. But they're loyal fans, and gotta respect Wisconsin sports fans for that. So in the C category, I had the Rays, the Angels, the Nationals, the Pirates, all four stadiums I've been to. Rays, this might be higher up than people think because they don't draw a lot of fans. But in that indoor stadium, I think the people they do pack in there, they do a pretty good job of making some noise, being proud that you got the cowbells a little bit, go in. And then you got the Angels. I also had there, again, very C tier. I thought the stadium was beautiful, but that's another day. But the fans, I mean, the upper deck was pretty sparse when I went there. It was a July Friday night. Thought it could have been a little more, just very middle. Nationals I went to when I was 10 years old, so take this one with a grain of salt. But I thought it was pretty average fan wise. Again, not regular cheering, nothing about above and beyond. And then the Pirates is a little unfair because I went there when there were still some COVID restrictions. So there is fans, but not a ton of it. Obviously with the Pirates, with fans wise, you saw that game a decade ago where they're chanting Cueto, Quay in the wild card, so you got to take that into account. But I'll rank them as a C, but I could see them maybe being a little higher. And then D category, we got Twins and Tigers. The Twins I went to in September when it was empty anyways, like the last week of the season. So that's expected. But I've seen them on TV. It's nothing super. I mean, the stadium, we'll get to that another day, is special. But the fans there, kind of not existent, if I'm being honest. And then the Tigers, again, kind of the same thing. And I don't blame them because they have not had a lot of success. But that stadium's been pretty empty recently, even in the summer. And then last, we got the Marlins. I think, no offense, Jake, but that's pretty self-explanatory. I will have more nice things to say about your stadium as a whole.